Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 25 from Mirage Comics. This came out September 1989. And yeah, this is Riverheim, and it takes place right after the previous issue, Down to the River. And this issue is a 3-issue arc, I believe, because the next issue is Old Man River. And I believe that's the conclusion to the blood-sucking leech. So yeah, we start off with Splinter, and he's meditating. I guess he's trying to use his meditation to kind of get a glimpse of the future, but all he sees are these weird looking faces that are they're kind of like caveman carvings or something, etched into the walls. And that's when we see 3 little boys, and they are down under a bridge, and they're going to go fishing. I don't know why they want to go fishing in this dump, but they do. And yeah, basically, as they're fishing, they're talking about the ghost, the nearby ghost that's here. It's like a legend and stuff. One of the boys shows a carving, and he calls them Injun carvings. And it's like carvings from the old day. And they explain, well, even though they're carvings from the old days, how come we keep finding new ones? In fact, we found this other new one that looks like a turtle, and this one was just chiseled out not too long ago. It's still fresh. And as they're looking at this, a riverboat shows up, and we see the sheriff again. And it turns out that it's the leech. So the leech grabs one of the boys and basically is about to take him back into his lair, and he says, I'm going to eat you. So yeah, this bloodsucker is about to kill a kid when one of the other kids uses his fishing rod to trip him, and the boy gets free. And then the bloodsucker starts chasing after the kids when he gets hit by some ninja stars, shurikens. And yeah, the 3 turtles have showed up. And the bloodsucker grabs a tree, rips it out of the floor, and dumps it on the turtles and basically traps them. And he's trying to chase after the kids when the kids are able to make their escape. And then we cut to Casey and April, and they're driving into the city. Casey's speeding, which of course gets the local police officer's attention, and he chases after them. And he starts trying to arrest Casey when the 3 boys show up and start talking about the ghost and some weird mutant trying to kill us, and some mutated turtles. And Casey uses that moment to escape and jump off the bridge. And instead, the police officer grabs April and throws her and the kids into the back of the squad car. And that's when we see a Native American pick up Raphael, and he also has the unconscious body of Casey Jones, and he takes him into his lair. And yeah, we see the boys with April, and they're inside a prison cell. And the chief, the police officer, he calls his boss, who's basically this guy named Booter, and Booter kind of owns the town. He runs it, and yeah, he calls him away. And as he's leaving, the boys who still have the fishing rod use it to fish out the prison keys. And then that's when Casey Jones wakes up, and we see the turtles. And then the Native American shows up, and he's like, I'm the last of my people. For hundreds of years, me and my people lived here in peace. And then Casey Jones is like, don't tell me. And then the white men showed up. I'm not going to get political. All I'm going to say is anyone who believes that the Native Americans were in harmony with the plants and animals, and all the Native Americans were at peace with each other, really go look up what the Native Americans did, not only to the animals and the forest and nature around them, but what they did to other members in other tribes. It's not the whole noble savage thing that everyone keeps portraying them as. But yeah, with that said, he tells his story. He basically tells a story about how this Colonel Booter showed up, and he brought liquor and guns, and he had a personal army to do his bidding. And then he used the river to power his machines. And then eventually, for generations, technology grew and all that stuff. And now he is using, there's a Booter factory. And I don't know why, but that name just makes me laugh, Booter. And the Booter factory is pumping in all this poisonous waste into this lake, or it was pumping into the rivers. But then the government mandated it that the pollution should stop. So instead, since no one knew about this underground lake that this Native American was using, Booter decided to start pumping the sludge into there. Yeah, the turtles are like, well, we see a bunch of pipes leading up. If we can somehow stop the pipe here, if we can like plug it, then it'll send all the waste back up to where it came from. So the turtles are basically planning on doing that. Meanwhile, we cut to Booter, who is yelling at the police officer, and he's basically saying how this damn ghost has been haunting my family for generations. We gotta put a stop to it. We're gonna go grab our guns and we're gonna hunt him down and we're gonna kill him. And then as he goes down to his factory, his men are basically saying, hey, like, we hear someone climbing up the main shaft. And he yells, like, whoever it is, shoot him. Even if it's the kids, like, they deserve it for trespassing. Shoot whoever makes their appearance here. And of course, we see the Native American. He's climbing up and he gets blasted in the face with a shotgun. But it turns out that it's not bullets in there, but like rock salt. So I wonder if that's where Supernatural got their idea for the rock salt shotgun. But yeah, he falls. The turtle grab him. He's like, okay, he's just kind of hurt. The turtles are like, jumping up the pipes. They're throwing their shurikens, choking out the Booter's men. And yeah, Booter basically yells at the police officer, like, shoot these, reptilians. Then he opens up a door and all the sludge like erupts and starts flooding on him. And Native American like grabs him before he can fall to his death. And in payment, Booter knees him in the balls and then makes his escape and jumps into his car, and he's going to make his getaway. But as he does, the bloodsucker appears from behind and basically wraps its fingers around Booter's head. And yeah, we don't see it, but it's obvious that he's going to kill him. So Booter's now dead, I'm assuming. And yeah, the turtles exit the factory. Just as April shows up, they all jump in and they start making their escape. They see the boys, and the Native American like hands over like his slingshot and stuff, I guess, and a stick, a hammer. So he gives the boys weapons, because that's a smart idea, giving young teens lethal weapons like a slingshot and a rock hammer. So yeah, they drive off, and then the bloodsucker shows up, and he's now driving Booter's car, and he drives off after the turtles and April and stuff. And then we end with Splinter, and he's meditating, and he sees like this old man at the mouth of the river. And then the next issue is called Old Man River. So I'm guessing that it's going to conclude with the next issue. But yeah, there we go. I would say that this issue was weaker than the previous one. I feel like we didn't need to introduce the whole Native American and then the factory sludge thing. I think like we could have just focused on the bloodsucker. I don't know. Maybe like the next issue will like make Booter and the factory and the Native American, all that stuff make sense. But I think you could have just focused on the bloodsucker and keep this more of the like the horror thing. Like you could have like the bloodsucker just like killing off people in this town, and the turtles are trying to figure out where he's at and stuff like that. Like I think that would have been a lot cooler. Just I don't know. Like I thought that was a cool concept, because you had like an almost horror theme going with this bloodsucker sucking the blood out of people until they die, and then like mutating more and more and becoming more like stronger and smarter and bigger as he's doing this. And it's like that's a cool concept. But then you kind of introduced this whole like Native American pollution story that didn't go anywhere, and now we're going back to the bloodsucker story. Like I don't know, it feels like it was just kind of, it didn't really belong. I don't, so I think this issue was weaker than the previous one. I'm hoping the next one we just focus just on the bloodsucker, because that's what I'm interested when it comes to this arc. I don't care about what's his name, Abenak, the Native American. I don't really care about him or his plight or the history of the river and the Booters and their factory and pollution and all that stuff. Like that story is done so many times, and I don't care about it. But I really do love the bloodsucker and the turtles trying to hunt him down and he's like killing off people and sucking their blood. Like that's just such a cool like little horror story. So I wish it just focused on that. So here's hoping that the next issue will do that. But yeah, there you go. Issue number 25 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mirage Comics. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me, or did you like this issue? Do you like the introduction of like new things into this arc, or like me, do you wish you just focus on the Bloodsucker? I would like to know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.